Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a stock analysis on Snapchat. Now, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, remember this isn't financial advice. This is purely entertainment and educational purposes. Now, if you don't know what Snapchat is, it is a social media platform, which is basically a messaging platform where you send each other pictures as messages, and it's quite goofy. Now, personally, I like Snapchat quite a lot. I don't own any at the moment, but I do like them quite a lot. Now, as you can see currently, we are laying on a current support level. As you can see right here, we are just in line with previous lows as well as down here. So as you can see, we can make this line quite long. Now, if you don't know what the support levels are, that is when a stock previously has been traded at that price point, which means that when a stock gets to a certain price, it's then rebounds. Now, why is this relevant? Well, it's quite psychological, to be honest, because this is often when a company hits this, often means that people don't think it's going to get any cheaper than that. Now, currently, you can also see it down in the RSI. We are starting to trade a bit upwards again, which I quite like. And now, if you don't know what the RSI is, that is the relative strength index, and that means that if something is below 50 and above 30, that is in the lower channel, which means it is downwards momentum. As you can see down here, we are trading downwards in the graph as well as we are down here in the lower sections. Now, I said above 50 but below 70, we're in the upper channels and we are trading upwards. You can see that right here, we are trading upwards here, as well as the stock price. Now, it did recently dip the other day just on earnings because even though they surprised quite a lot, it really wasn't enough for investors. Now, something I find quite interesting about Snapchat, it is a quite renowned and well-known social media. I do think that it's going to stay that way because people love it, but their valuation is quite low. I think, as you can see here, their market cap is 14 billion. Now, another social media company that launched this year is Reddit. Let's take a look at theirs, which is higher than Snapchat's, which is quite insane. As you can see here, it is $5 billion higher than Snapchat, if not even 7. Let me just see what was Snapchat's. Yes, it's $7 billion higher almost, even though Snapchat has more users and is more talked about, which means the chance are this is undervalued like crazy. And you just look at the earnings, they increased their earnings a lot, and also just they recently made a better partnership program, which is going to cost Instagram more no, not Instagram, Snapchat more money, but it is also going to get more creators to their platform. It is to incentivize more people to come to the platforms for the Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts type of content, which is quite interesting, which is increasing insanely these days. It is increasing about 100% in views each year. Now, as you can see the earnings, they increase them sometimes and they beat them quite greatly. Now, this is something I don't like that much when they beat them this much. This either means that they play down how much they're going to make, or they underestimate how much they're going to make. Either way, I don't find it that great, because sometimes, of course, you make a lot more money than you anticipate, but this many times often shows that they just underplay how much money they're going to make and then surprise investors. And I don't like it when company says that. I just think it's dishonest. Now, as you can see, they don't pay out any dividends, and you can probably guess why down here. That's because they are in the negative every single year. And this is the same for many companies, as was Amazon, as was Facebook for a lot of years. Now, I do think they're going to make money soon, just given how much more people are going to come on there as we see more and more young people get on it. Of course, older people get off it as well, but I think there is a lot more people coming on it than off it. Personally, as I live in Europe, more and more parents are getting on Snapchat as well. And personally, I'm 25 years old, but I see a lot of my friends and people at my age get off it, as well as myself. But still, I see more and more young people get on it, and I think that is going to increase. Also, if we see boomers get on it to stay in touch with their not boomers, but say people at 50 and 60 are going to get on it to keep check on their kids, because there is, of course, a map on it. I do really like the case behind Snapchat, but I am very biased, even though I don't own any stock at the moment, as I said. But I really am considering buying into it. Also, given the fact that we are going upwards in RSI, as well as we are currently have a golden cross, which means that the upwards momentum of the 50-day is better than the 200-day moving average. So it is getting quite a lot better at the moment. Now, if you want to see how they make their money, as you can see here, it's just from Snapchat. It is just by ads. It is from Snapchat Plus, and as you can see, they increase their revenue almost every year. We did see almost no increase in 23 at all. And you can also see in which countries. It is huge in the United States, and it is also huge in Europe, and it is increasing in Europe more than it is in the United States, which I think is quite interesting. Now, if we look at the performance down here, as you can see, for the seasonals, It has been on the stock exchange for 8 years, and it is all over the place. Some years we are up by 198%. Some years, imagine if you bought it in start 19, well then it would be up by basically 1,000% if you combine these. I think this is just insanely high. And then we have some years like 23 where we also up by a ton of money. Then 2021 where we are down by 5 this year, and last year where we're down by 23 and 33%. But it's quite interesting to see. Also, just the fact that as you can look at this, we see 2017, you see huge haircut on the stock price. 18, huge haircut on the stock price. Then we have 2 years after this with insane gains. So yeah, it is quite interesting. Even though, as you see here, they still lost money. Can we go back? As you can see, 18, 19, they didn't make any money at all as well. As 17, we can't even see those. So as you can see, really not that impressive at all. So I think if you want to speculate like I am doing right now, which is something I rarely do, right now would be a great time to get into the stock. Also, you can just see that previously it has traded all the way up in 17, and as you can see, if you go even further back, as you can see, it has been all the way up in 46, so it is quite low valued at the moment, and I'm quite considering to buying up, just given the fact that we're also lying on current support levels. It is very, very interesting at the moment. Now, the 1-year price target for this, as you can see, averages at around 9.6, with max up at $16 and lows down at 6.5. That is, as we have 3 strong sell, 0 sell, 33 hold, 2 buy, and 7 strong buy. So it is all over the place. But the average consensus is just if you have the stock, hold it. And given that we are trading at currently lows, I would say you should actually buy it, because holds is more often than not. If you have a small lead or a small loss, you should just hold it, or if they pay out great dividends. But I think you should just buy currently. I really, really think you should buy it, because I don't think we see these opportunities in social media companies this often, and I do think we are gonna see Snapchat is gonna explode in the coming years. Also, as you can see, they are estimated to make at least lose less and less and less money. So it's not gonna be next year probably, or the year after, but maybe we get lucky. At the end of the year, it is up by again 200%, and 100% really isn't, of course, percentage-wise, it is always a lot, but money-wise here, it really isn't that much. Also, given the fact how small the company is, the smaller the company is, of course, the less volume needs to put into the stock before it has to increase a lot. And at $14 billion valuated, that is insane. Also, just of course, remember, if it's 14 now, then when it was trading back up in 16, well, then it would be 30, and it would be worth more than Reddit. But we are currently at an insanely low valuation. Now I'm going to show you the PE ratio, just so you can get an expectation of how little it is valued at the moment. Now, as you can see here on the Nasdaq, as you can see for Snapchat, the PE ratio of 24, there will be it was minus 24, which is quite bad. It is quite poor for this year as well, and it is getting worse. But I think this is quite interesting, because I think it's the opposite. Because as you can see, they are making more and more money. So I think it is way too underplayed how valuable this is. Maybe they don't make any more money in future years, who knows? But I just think it is insane how, as you can probably hear, I'm very positive on this stock. But I think you should buy with arms and legs. Of course, this is my subjective opinion, and I'm definitely gonna buy up some. I'm gonna allocate some capital and get into this stock. Recently, I just discovered how cheap it was, and it is quite insane. So here, very interesting stock at the moment. And imagine if they make more money even faster, then it's gonna be quite interesting. Also, just given the fact that we had a very, very positive earnings and revenue here on, when was this? The 29th, which is a week ago today. So very, very interesting stock to say the least. Now, if you did like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.